Hello, everyone. Going to go through the week 3 housekeeping items. We're going to talk about today the feedback on homework and quizzes should be the same process we talked about in week 1 and week 2. We'll talk about the feedback on your first graded discussion forum, which was the week 2 discussion. We'll talk about assignment 1.2, the Math Resource Center assignment. You have through the end of this week to complete that assignment inside of the Math Resource Center. We'll talk about the analog practice test as a reminder. If that has not been completed, strongly encourage you to take a look at it this week. We'll take a look at the discussion for week 3. This is not a graded discussion forum for this week. And then my availability during the scope of this week for the class. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, as I made mention, the first 2 weeks of class, same process listed here. As you continue to complete homework and quizzes, those scores are automatically updated to the class portal. You have until the last day of class, that would be Sunday of week 11 at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Standard Time or Mountain Daylight Time to get anything inside of my math lab done. Excluding the final exam, that's only available during week 11, and we address that the first 2 weeks of the class. Homework assignments. Practice midterm, practice final. That is practice until mastery. You have an unlimited amount of attempts without penalty through the last day of the course. And quizzes can be taken up to 3 times. The best score out of those 3 attempts are recorded to the class portal gradebook. Feedback on discussion, the week 2 discussion forum that we just completed. Those scores should be available inside the gradebook, unless I've made an announcement inside the class portal otherwise. There is a rubric that was utilized as part of scoring your initial post out of 9, your first quality response out of 3 points, and your second quality response out of 3 points as well. So if you take a look at that rubric, that is how I assessed your score out of the 15 points. There should be also some detailed feedback or a blurb in there that states how to get additional assistance, additional coaching on maximizing your score out there as well. So the rubric basically dictates how it was scored out of the 15 points. Now, as I alluded to the first 2 weeks of class, you are not allowed to submit discussion forums postings late. So it's the beginning of week 3 and you come in and say, Mike, hey, I forgot about doing week 2's discussion forum. I'm going to point you back to this video that this has been communicated. Unless there has been a documented accommodation with the university, discussion forum posts are not accepted late. And if you fall underneath an accommodation, I should have already addressed how you handle that situation via email to you. If you did not register to my math lab, you probably want to do that as soon as possible. If you have not received the access code, you need to contact your advisor. Unfortunately, as an instructor, I don't have visibility to the creation and generation of access codes. So your advisor, you need to contact him or her in terms of getting that. And this video, as I alluded to the first 2 weeks of class, is a great resource in terms of how to enroll into my stat lab, how to complete a homework or a quiz inside of my stat lab, as well as seeing the detailed feedback that's out there. Assignment 1.2, the Math Resource Center quiz. This is the last week that this will be available. It opened back the first week of class, so it's open for a total of 21 days. So this is the last week that this can be completed. If you go back to week 1's video, I have a demonstration of how to complete that assignment, to review the announcement that's inside the class portal, and it will go through step by step as well as screenshots of what needs to be done to get into that quiz to be completed. This quiz can be taken an unlimited amount of times to maximize the 5 points. But if you review the week 1 video and or the announcement that I've got inside the class portal, this will go through the step-by-step process on how to complete this assignment. Analog practice test. We talked about this first 2 weeks. If you have not completed this as of yet, I strongly encourage you to take a look at this. This will ensure that your PC or device is operational to take the final exam during week 11 of the course. So again, review the week 1 video. I go through the underlying process of what announcement to review in terms of completing this assessment. So again, you do have to the end of class to do this. However, if there's underlying issues with your PC or device, we want to make sure that that's taken care of, because there are no extensions as a result of not having HonorLock working to take the final exam, or utilizing HonorLock as the proctoring service to take the final exam after the class completes that Sunday of week 11. Okay, week 3's discussion forum, as I made mention before, this is not a graded forum. So the only thing that you really need to do if you have not attended or made a posting in week 1 or week 2, hopefully you're continuing to do that, but this does not require the 2 quality responses out there, since it's not a graded discussion forum. However, for discussion 3.1, we are looking at the concept of probability, because that's what you're focusing on from a week 3's perspective. So when you're talking about random, you're talking about an event that it is equally likely for that event to occur. So what I would focus on, if you're wanting to do an example out of this, take a look at homework 3 and one of your calculations for probability. That is going to be the example you're going to want to focus on in terms of answering this initial question. So go into homework 3, pull an example. That is going to be what supports the randomness, because you're talking about the chance of something occurring. And if you use an example of flipping a coin or rolling a dice or something along those lines, show me the mathematics inside that initial post that supports your findings there. Clear out my markings here. And last but not least, my availability for week 2. As mentioned, the first 2 weeks, I'm typically available Monday through Friday during the week, as well as early Saturday morning. My benchmark to respond to you was in 24 hours. After Saturday morning, I'm not available Saturday afternoon and or Sundays. You may not get a response from me until Monday morning if you send it sometime Saturday afternoon and or Sunday. I may respond to you, but there is no guarantee on that, because typically Sundays are my days off from facilitation inside the class. Again, best way to get a hold of me is email. You do have the option of voicemail. It sends me an email, and then I'll respond back to email as well. Have a great week 3. Let me know if there's any questions or concerns. Thanks.